Hello friends, welcome back to ME, my hook and I. We are here for the March wrap up. How did that happen? Seriously, I don't know how that happened, but it did, and here we are. And per usual, I'm here to give you my March stats and finished objects and all that stuff. So first, let's talk about some acquisitions. So I'm kind of running out of room. I have one little corner in my bedroom that has these shelves that go up. Let's see, there are 10 of these cubes, and they're getting kind of stuffed and messy looking. So I have tried to be a good girl and not buy so much yarn. However, I did get the Crochet Society box this week, and I'm gonna blame this on Pamela from Pamela's Adoring Crochet. Well, actually, first I should blame it on this sweater, which we'll talk about in just a minute, because this is my first finished garment that I've ever done. We'll talk about it in a minute. And Pamela came on her channel to show a pattern of a summer sweater that she has tested. And I must be drawn to the blues because I got the flex yarn from Michael's, and when I first got it, I bought it in blue. I will link it was a teal, very similar to this. And I will leave a link to Pamela's video where she's showing off the sweater that she tested that I believe is going to be available April 1st. And I decided I didn't need two kind of tealy green sweaters. So 2 of these, I believe. This ball is huge. It's from Michael's. It's Loops and Threads Fleck in the color deep pink / coral. I'd say it's more of a deep pink than a coral. And it's got yellow, light pink, and blue flecks in it. 79% acrylic, 21% polyester. It's a medium weight, and this is a honking huge skein. It has 590 yards. So Michael's, because it's Loops and Threads, had these buy one get one half off, and so I went back and exchanged it for the pink because I think that sweater with the baubles in it will actually do really well with this flex yarn. So that is what's going to come up in April. That's on my project. So that, and oh shoot, I forgot to bring my whips. I'm going to pause my video. Okay, I'm back. The only other yarn I bought was this month, aside from Crochet Society, was Woolies. This is the farmhouse blanket. I think I will link a pattern link below, and it is made out of Woolies yarn held double. So it took 12 skeins. I'm not finished with it yet. This is for my husband because okay, I keep the house at a cool 66 degrees if I can get away with it. And he is very cold-natured, and my body temperature is like all over the map. That's part of my dysautonomia. I have a broken thermometer, and it is far easier to keep the house cold and wrap up than it is to keep it warm and try to cool off. And most of the time I'm running hot. So it's kind of a joke to make him this big fat blanket with Woolies, because if you get cold underneath this blanket, there might be something wrong with him. So that was the only yarn. I'm about, I think, maybe halfway done with it. It's a twin size wide. And if you are new to my March wrap-ups, if it is a whip, it does not get counted in the month of March. So even though I bought that yarn this month, it's not in my final countdown. So that's it for the yarn acquisitions. However, I have always wanted to try loom knitting socks because I think it's hard. I haven't yet. Okay, I should made a crochet pair of socks, but I don't know that I found a pattern that I like, because crochet is so much, or can be, I don't know, crochet socks just don't look as good as knit socks. So my other acquisition for the month was this Loops and Threads sock loom, adjustable. And so everybody might be getting socks for Christmas, who knows. So yeah, part of the reason I'm slowing down on yarn acquisitions is also, you will see a video later this week of my whip caddy. We're getting close for me. I tend to start Christmas gifts by June or July. And I thought I didn't have a lot of whips. We'll get into that later. Let's just say I got a lot to finish before June. If I want to get my whips out of the way. But I don't know. I wanted to try a pair of socks, and I want to do it for myself first and figure it out before I start making Christmas presents. So I got that this month. On to the makes of the month. You saw my little pigeon. Bring him back. No, he's not a pigeon. What is he? He's a dodo. I want to call him a pigeon because, oops, sorry. Sorry, Ming. Where's your headband, Ming? Something's not right. We'll find it. It's down here somewhere. The dodo. So that was one of my finished makes. And then this sweater, honest to God, took the rest of the month practically. Well, I take that back. Let's look at my stats, because maybe I've already forgotten what I've made. Go to March, 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 March. So the dodo, the lotus blossom shawl. Oh, you saw that last video. I forgot. I did make that. That went to my friend Jess, and if I took a picture of it, I will post it here, or maybe better yet, I'll see if I can get her to send me a picture, but actually she's not home yet, so never mind. And then the crochet surprise bunny. Oh yeah, I did get a crochet surprise this month. I stuck him out in the living room to be a decoration. And then this is called the Mesa top, and I made it out of Karen Ripple Cakes after Carrie Penny convinced me that this was going to be soft enough. After she washed it and she went her tank top and she went on and on about how soft this washed up, I thought maybe that's a wearable I can get behind, because I don't like anything that has any wool in it whatsoever. It's unless I'm wearing like a long sleeve shirt underneath it, and in Atlanta, Georgia, that doesn't happen very often, so I haven't really invested in making myself a wearable. But I thought I could do it with cotton, and it's quite comfy. I have to say, it's made out of 2 panels and then seamed at the top, and I'm not a big fan of the neck. So sorry, the lighting in my glasses. The sweater that Pamela's making, that I got the flex yarn for, appears to have a very similar construction. So I may have to figure out something to taper the neckline so that we're not up in my neck like this. I added for the sleeves, she just had 3 rows of single crochet. I added the picot because I thought it was cuter, and also, like, that's the fattest part of my arm, and I know that's kind of a vain thing, but it was not where I wanted my sweater to end. So I added the picot. But the ribbing, by far and large, on the bottom of this, which you'll see in the picture that I'm gonna post of me wearing this so you can see its full shape, where I'm not sitting down. The ribbing took the most time out of the whole sweater, and I think that I may have done 2 ribs per 1 stitch by accident, and I think it needed 1 rib per stitch, so it's got a little ruffle at the bottom that I did not intend to have, but I think it's cute. I think it works, so I just went with it. I was not gonna rip that sucker out by the time I realized it. That was not gonna happen. So I'm pleased with it, especially for being my first make. Now, I will say, I did a gauge swatch for this sweater because I knew that this is technically, even though it's got all the slubs and stuff in it, and it's a very textured yarn, because it also has these parts that are super duper thin. There are actually thinner parts than that. it's considered a 3-weight. And I used a 4mm hook, and that was not the gauge that the pattern called for. So the pattern called for a 4-inch swatch, I think maybe using a 5mm hook and a 4-weight yarn. And my swatch was 3.5 inches with a 4mm hook. Okay, well, I come from a sewing background, so I don't know if this is a pattern problem or if this is a Betsy tries to adjust things because the way that I would adjust things if I sewed, right? So I assumed that if I was a 1/2 inch off on my swatch, that I needed to go up a 1/2 inch on what the size measurements were and make to that size. Well, I did that and it was crazy off. I ended up having to go up in between sizes also because I'm not sure how that works in crochet either. Again, I'm not normally a garment crocheter, and the sizes tapered by 2 stitches for small and large, but then for small and medium, but in between the sizes for medium and large, it increased by 4 stitches, which says to me that the sizing of the garment is not going to be equal between a medium and a large because there's 4 stitches different instead of 2. And between large and extra large, there was 2 stitches, but between extra large and 2XL, there was 4 stitches different. So I don't know if that's a formula thing or what. So I ended up making in between an XL and a 2XL, again, according to the pattern measurements and according to my swatch, that would have been like 6 inches bigger than I needed it to be. So whatever, I made the effort to swatch. Why are we yellow? Hello. Anyway, I made the effort to swatch and it didn't work. So I don't know, take that for what you will. It's a cute top. I recommend the pattern. I got it in this spring bundle. I'll try to link the pattern and the spring bundle because I don't know if it was exclusive to the bundle or not, but just know I had massive issues with the measurements that she gave versus the measurements that I got. So, but I ended up, I think, chaining 84 stitches and we got there. 2 panels. So my other make that you haven't seen, this is bugging me that this is yellow. Let's see. Can we adjust? Can we adjust? No, we're gonna stay yellow. Sorry. I'll see if I can fix that in post. Probably not. The next thing I made was a little shawlette. So I purchased for Easter, even though we're going to be attending service at the beach, not with my husband. My husband's actually, I'm not going to be at the beach because I decided I would go up with my husband. Anyway, we're going to be vaccinated and attempt to go to the beach to where my parents have a place. And I bought a navy blue chambray dress from Old Navy and found this yarn in my stash from Trish at the Purple Yarnivore and thought I needed to make myself a little shawlette to wear on Easter. So I'm super pleased how it turned out, and it's gonna look really great with my dress. And I have a little leather cuff thing that if I was smart, I would have brought it to show you, that I'm going to use to hold it together so that it drapes nicely. So that was my other make. So here we are looking at our total yardage for March was 2,408 yards, which makes 1.36 miles, which just makes me feel so darn productive. Which, if you will remember, February's yardage, because I only really got to crochet for like 2 weeks of February and really only 2 weeks of January, this was a huge increase in yarn output from me, which I'm super excited because it was a low input yarn month. So that feels also productive for me to feel like I am using some stash so I can make some room for some more stash, because that's what the game is, right? So I'm super proud of myself, and it was a jam up month for YouTube increase. The beginning of March was at 583. Here we are at the end of March, and I'm around 684 at the time of the filming of this video, which is incredible. It was my Loops and Thread affiliate link below, how to shop for yarn online video. Just all of a sudden got me out and a whole bunch of new people, so I'm so glad you're here. So that also made me feel productive, and like you like the content that I'm putting out, which just makes it more fun for me. So yeah. So that is March. We'll see. I have plans for April. I have another Crochet Society box coming that has actually already shipped, but it does take around 2 weeks from when they start showing up in the UK for them to get here. Or at least that's what happened with the last one. Crochet Surprise was done after this month. Just wasn't my jam. I will say I'm really disappointed. I'm not going to weigh in on the whole knit crate thing because I feel like there are plenty of channels that have done that. But there was a sweater vest kit that I really wanted, have wanted since Christmas, out of the Twinkle DK Knit Yorker Sparkle yarn. And I thought, okay, knit crate may not be around for a while, assuming that, like most people, you also canceled your crate when they went up. So I just decided to subscribe for 1 more month, just so I could get the double down, just so I could get that sweater kit during double down. Guess what they just took off their website? Yeah, so I'm not happy about that. I'll be canceling knit crate again, which really I can't afford to be doing 2 subscription boxes at a time for very long. So that's fine. I felt like I resubscribed for nothing because I saw the yarns that are coming next month and I'm just not all that interested. Sorry. They're always solid now, and I love me some variegated yarn. I am not gonna spend money on local yarn store quality yarn if it is solid. I'm just not. It takes too much yarn to crochet something decent in a solid yarn for me to want to shell the money out. So buy knit crate. But so we'll have our Crochet Society. I have a video coming up with my daughter Sarah soon, hopefully. We got to do our wrap up since we finished our craft. She got the Annie's Creative Girls kit. Sarah is an avid crafter. She likes to do crafts with me, and I thought we would try that out. And I just so happen to have an affiliate link, which I will go ahead and link in the description, but Sarah and I are going to do a review of the first crate, so that's coming up in April. And I have, while I'm at the beach, my goal is to crochet the lobster amigurumi out of the book Peek-a-Pow 2. But he's probably going to stay at the beach, and I'm probably not going to film at the beach, although maybe I'll pop in and show you if I happen to finish him. Because if he's done, he's going to stay there. He's going to live there for Sarah to cuddle with when she goes to the beach this summer. So that's my other goals. And beyond that, my other goals are this whip caddy that you're going to see later in the week for my totals for yarn. And hopefully that will totally boost my April numbers because I will complete a lot of stuff that's already been mostly crocheted. So I look forward to seeing you guys in my next video. As always, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share if you feel like this is entertaining. I really appreciate it. I have fun talking to you guys. Let me know what your goals are for the month of April, and I will catch up with you soon.